There is a channel called Historiou, currently with 155,000 subscribers, which has plagiarised one of my history videos that I released back in July 2018. In his video, published June 2023, he has taken the script of my video, The Myth and Reality of Joseph Stalin's Order Number 227, Not a Step Back, and has just read it out in Portuguese. The person who informed me about this said that the channel is from Brazil, and I've checked it, and it's literally word for word my script, just in Portuguese. He's even copied my joke about Chuikov not being a blood-sucking communist vampire. The first two paragraphs of his video description are word for word the same as my pinned comment, and he's even put the winky face at the end of the first paragraph. But what he hasn't done is credited me or listed any of the sources I used. Obviously he couldn't list the sources because they're all in English, and that would have tipped off his audience to his plagiarism. So instead he decided not to credit anyone, but rather to link to his support the channel page, which boasts that he produces daily content about World War II. Well, of course he can make daily content about World War II because all he's doing is reading out other people's video scripts. I'm struggling to keep up with a weekly video schedule, so there's no way he's doing all the reading, research, script writing and video editing in a single day. I can't do that, he definitely can't either. But what he can do is read out someone else's script, bang some footage on top of it, and edit it in half a day, which is probably what he is doing. If he's done this with my videos, then he's probably also done it with other people's too. In fact, my source, who told me about this, actually confirms this. He says, I made a Reddit post on a Brazilian subreddit, and I'm afraid to say that I'm pretty sure all of his videos are copies of other foreign videos. So far, I've only passed this information along to you and an admin in the Armchair Historian community. If you translate any of his video titles, you'll find the original in English. You can test this with the most recent one. Coincidentally, both always have a similar length. So far, I haven't seen any creators he copied calling him out. However, a friend and I have already tested it, and the channel owner deletes the comments denouncing it. For a long time, he even used art from the Armchair Historian channel as thumbnails, but he recently removed it. But in some of the more recent videos about Stalingrad, he used images and maps that he took from the videos of the channels World War II and Historiou. He says, I believe I should also report that he recently got a sponsorship for the game World of Tanks, and in all video descriptions he asks for money through the Brazilian central bank transfer method PIX. Here is also the link to his Patreon, we'll get to that in a second, where he says that he has high production costs. He says it's ironic because he believes he must use some AI to translate his videos. Yeah, it's definitely just Google Translate. Now, I don't know what Armchair Historian or the World War II channel will do about this, but my main concern isn't just that he's ripping off my content and other people's content too, but that he's deceiving his audience. He's built an audience of 155,000 people dishonestly. His viewers are praising him in his comments, even though it's not his work. His reputation is built on a bed of lies. And the fact that he's deleting comments calling him out suggests that he's not asked for permission before doing what he's doing. And if we do read the About page of his Patreon-like support site, it says, My name is Matthias Sensi. I am passionate about the history of war. From a very young age, I was fascinated by the history of World War II. At 16, I immersed myself in books and documentaries about this dark period of humanity. As I delved deeper into the stories and accounts of those who lived through the war, my interest only grew. Then he goes on to say how passionate he is about the Second World War. You can read about it if you pause the video. And then he says in his final paragraph, if you enjoy our content, we'd like to ask you for help. The creation of our videos requires a significant effort and involves several costs. That's why your support is so important. As we look to continually improve channel quality, we also need to purchase new recording equipment, and this requires significant investment. So he is passing this off as his content. He says our content and our videos, meaning his. He's claiming it's his. But in this case, it's not his script and it's not his information. I can confirm it takes significant effort and incurs significant costs, since I'm the one who made the original video here. And I know Armchair Historian has a team of people working for him. So in my case, I bought the books, some of which are on the shelf behind me. And I wrote the script and I actually published the video. This guy hasn't read the books, he's only 16 or so, and he's clearly not educated because he would know not to plagiarise other people's works if he had gone to university. All he's done is read out my script and put some footage over the top of it. You know, anyone with a microphone and an internet connection can do that, although I wouldn't advise it because I'll call you out as well. As I said, my main concern is that he's tricking people into believing that he is someone legitimate. Someone incredibly productive with a real grasp of history. He's not, and I don't want to see his audience tricked by his deception, as what he's doing is plagiarism. It's counterfeiting, fraud, and is something academically and ethically frowned upon. My scripts were written by me, it's my work. Yes, I do take concepts and quotes from other people's work, but I've always cited my sources either in the video or in the description or in the pinned comments because I wanted everyone to know where I was getting the information from so that they could do their own reading and also to give credit where credit is due. I have therefore avoided plagiarism, just like every other academic who borrows information from other people. The practice I'm doing is acceptable, but what this Brazilian person is doing isn't acceptable, and if he was in university, he'd be expelled, because plagiarism is a massive no-no. You just don't do it. Therefore, I am in my right to report this video to YouTube and ask for it to be taken down. But I haven't done it yet because I don't just want this person to take down his video and pretend it didn't happen and then continue to plagiarise others and make money off of other people's content. I want everyone to know what this guy has done because he's scamming his audience and is asking for money off them. So please, at the very least, don't give this guy any money. I want my Portuguese-speaking viewers, I know there's a few of you, to spread the word. I will leave a link to the text script of this video in the description, one in English and one in Google-Translated Portuguese, so that you can copy it and paste it to spread the word in your own community. And I will also give you permission to use footage from this video, if needed, to make your own videos calling this guy out. I'm certain that you guys don't want a dishonest person like this to continue to produce content, and I'm sure there are legitimate Portuguese-speaking content creators who would love to call this person out and eliminate their illegitimate competitor. So I think, rather than rely on corporate YouTube to delete a video or two and then allow this person to keep going, I think the community as a whole should know what this person has done, call him out on it, and walk away from this guy. Vote with your wallets and your eyeballs and go watch other content. I obviously can't speak Portuguese, so I'll be grateful if people could let me know what the reaction is over there to this, if any. And if nothing happens, then I guess I'll have to start reporting him to YouTube. But to everyone else now, including English speakers, you've got to make sure that you cite your sources. And I would encourage you to think twice before watching content that doesn't cite their sources. How can you trust people if they don't tell you where they're getting their information from? I've always provided a bibliography, a source list, for my videos. And I was the one who came up with the reference bar at the bottom of the screen idea for my videos. The first video with that reference bar was my public versus private video, published in September 2019. And yes, I can understand why all the content doesn't have references or a bibliography, but from this moment onwards, people should be citing their sources, and you should be extremely wary of historians and content creators who don't cite their sources. You need to be asking, why are they not citing their sources? What have they got to hide? Biased or not, at least you know where I'm getting my information from. And I strongly believe that history videos have a legitimate place in the historical debate. But they won't become legitimate until we hold ourselves accountable. We cannot allow poor standards to continue in this community. I think we need to step up or step out. Thanks for watching, bye for now.